Hello everybody, today it's round 10, it's the semifinals of the recent presidential losers spinner battle, and we've got just 3 candidates remaining that have outlasted the other 9. It's Walter Mondale, it's Bob Dole, and it's Kamala Harris. They've come close enough to taste it, but unfortunately time is running out for one of these 3. There's a lot of excitement in different directions in the comments, so it's nice to see people rooting for or against any one of these 3. So I don't think we need to drag it out any longer. We've come so far, but there's only going to be room for 2 in the finals next week. So the spinner sits and waits, and it's ready to go for the first spin. That's Alaska. Here it is. 3 electoral votes. Number 2, right in the middle, Bob Dole. He gets the first state. Next, we go to the beaches of Hawaii. We've got 4 electoral votes. Number 3, that is Kamala Harris. Next state, Washington, 12 electoral votes. And number 1, everybody in already. We've got Mondale in the early lead. Next state, Oregon, 8 electoral votes. And we've got number 2, back to Bob Dole. That takes us to California. There's a mountain of votes here, 54. Somebody is going to jump out in front. Let's find out who it is. That is Mondale, number 1. He claims the Golden State, and now we go to the Silver State, Nevada. 6 votes. Number 2, it's going to be Bob Dole. Even though Mondale has 66, he is not at all safe. Let's do Idaho. We've got 4 votes here. And the spinner hits number 2. That's going to be back-to-back for Dole. Next state, Utah. We've got another 6 EVs. Number 3, Harris picks up her second state. Grand Canyon State, Arizona. That's the next spin. It's going to be number 2. We've got Bob Dole. Next, Montana, 4 votes. Who's going to get him? Number 2, Bob Dole again. Dole with a good chunk of states so far. Let's do Wyoming. And that is another number 2 for Bob Dole. Interesting so far. Let's go to Colorado. We've got another 10 in the Centennial State. Number 1, that's going to be Walter Mondale. Next, Land of Enchantment time, New Mexico. Here's the spin, and it's going to Dole, number 2. Let's go to the Dakotas. North is first. Only 3 votes. Number 3, it's going to go to Harris, South Dakota. That's the next spin. Number 2, it's going to go to Dole. Now we've got Nebraska at large. 2 electoral votes. Number 2 again, Dole staying hot. Let's do Nebraska's first. Number 1, that's going to go to Mondale. How about Nebraska's second? It's another one for Mondale. Nebraska's third. Let's close out the Cornhusker State, and we're going to give 1 to Harris. So Nebraska giving out electoral votes to everybody. And that takes us to Dole's home state of Kansas. Here is the spin, and we've got number 3. It's going to go to Harris. Next spin, Oklahoma. 7 votes. It's going to go to Harris. Next state, Texas. 40 of them. Let's do the spin. Harris on the bottom. They're going to go to Bob Dole, number 2. That's huge. Dole now in the lead with 89. So now Harris trails with 27. Let's go to Mondale's home state, Minnesota. Can either of these 3 win their home state? No, they all lose them. Harris picking up Minnesota. Next state, Iowa. They've got 6. Who's going to get them? Number 3, that's going to be Harris. Missouri is the next spin. And we're looking at number 2. It's going to go to Dole. That puts him at 99. Arkansas, that's next. 6 EVs coming to Harris. Number 3. Next, Louisiana. That's the next spin. We've got 8 here, down in the Gulf. Number 2, it's going to Dole. He's the first one that eclipses 100 electoral votes. Now we go to Wisconsin. They've got another 10. That's a medium chunk of votes, and we're going to give them to Kamala Harris. Number 3, Illinois is next. The Prairie State, they've got 19 votes. Number 1, Mondale. Next, Michigan, 15 votes in the Rust Belt. And it's number 1, Mondale joins Dole over 100, and he's in the lead by 5. Indiana's next. 11 votes. Mondale, number 1. Kentucky, that's next. Another 8 votes waiting to be snagged by Bob Dole, number 2. Now we've got 11 votes on the table in Tennessee. Number 3, it's going to go to Harris. That puts her at 70. Next state, Mississippi, 6 votes. Number 1, it's going to go back to Mondale. How about next door, the Yellowhammer state, Alabama? They're holding 9 electoral votes, and they're going to be claimed by Walter Mondale. The next state is Florida. We've got 30 of them here. Harris could use this state. Let's see if she puts up a 3. Here comes the spin. It's right in the middle for number 2, Bob Dole. Dole now back in the lead over Mondale, but it's all about who finishes on the bottom. Right now, that's Harris. She's going to need some states. Let's see if she can get it going here on Georgia. Here comes 16 votes. It's another one for Dole. Next state, South Carolina. 9 votes. Number 1, it's going to Mondale. North Carolina is next. 16 votes. Good chunk coming to number 1, Mondale. The next state is Ohio. 17 votes here. We're going to hand him to number 2. That's going to go to Bob Dole. Now Dole back in the lead. Harris starting to feel some pressure here. She's got to put up some states. Let's do West Virginia. And the spinner says number 3, Harris. She's going to get those 4. She's going to need more than that. Let's go to the northeast corner, Maine at large. 2 votes coming to Harris. She's got it again. Let's see if she can keep that momentum going. We've got Maine's first. Just 1 vote. And it's going to go to Dole, number 2. Maine's 2nd congressional district. And that's going to be claimed by Mondale. Now we've got New Hampshire. That's next. 4 votes in the Granite State. Number 3, Harris. She's at 80. Next, Vermont. They've got 3 votes. It's not a ton, but you never know. It's going to go to Dole, number 2. The next state is New York. 28 votes. Harris badly needs this state. She's running low on time. We've seen some great comebacks before. Let's see if she can put up a 3. Here comes the spin. It is a 3, just over the line. Harris stays alive. She does need a lot more than that, though. Let's go to Massachusetts. We've got 11 votes here in the Bay State, and that's going to go to Dole. That's number 2. He's got 11 more. Connecticut is next. Here comes the spin for lucky 7. It's going to Dole, and looks like Dole is at an even 200. The next state is Rhode Island. 4 votes. And it's another one for Bob Dole. Dole doing damage here in the Northeast. At this point, Harris actually almost has to win out. There's only 62 votes left, and she trails Mondale by 56. Let's do New Jersey. 14 votes. Harris looking for a 3. Can she do it? Yep. She's going to get 14 more. She's got to keep doing it, though. Let's do Delaware. 3 votes. She's got it again. That is a 3. She's at 125. Mondale, 164. Looks like Dole here is going to be going to the finals. Next state, Maryland. 10 votes here. Here's the spin. It's a number 3 again. Harris still doing it. Mondale getting a little nervous now. Let's do Washington, D.C. Only 3 spins left. 3 votes, and look at that, number 3 again for Harris. She's fighting her way back. All of a sudden, we've got 2 spins left, and it's extremely interesting yet again. The next spin is Pennsylvania. They've got 19 votes. Harris does have to win both of these states. If somehow she stays hot and does it, Mondale is going to be done. But if she loses either of them, she's going to be finished. So there's a 1 in 3 chance for a number 3. If that happens, this is going to be completely wild. Let's do the spin. Here it is for PA. That is number 3. This is unbelievable. Harris putting up Pennsylvania. And now she's right behind Walter Mondale, who has 164. She's at 157. And we've come to the absolute brink here. This is a total cliffhanger. We've got one spin left. It's Virginia. Dole already has his ticket to the finals. Harris has staged a stunning comeback here, but she has not yet sealed the deal. If it's a 3, Mondale is going to be going out in a massive upset. If it's anything other than a 3, we've got our finals between Mondale and Dole. This is the farthest to the edge of your seat you're going to get. Let's do the absolute final spin of the semifinals. Here it is. That is right on the line. Number 3, Kamala Harris, with an absolute monumental comeback, completely upsets Walter Mondale on the final spin. That is one of the all-time biggest stunners I've ever seen doing these battles. That thing is just on the line by like 1 pixel. I cannot believe Harris won all those states in a row right when she needed to, right at the end. She basically pulled the straight flush of her life, unlike the actual election where she completely choked. So the winner here is Bob Dole. He was just watching all that action, knowing he's already in the finals. He got 204. The second place, if you can believe this, it is Kamala Harris with 170. Third place, Walter Mondale with 164. And as somebody mentioned in the comments, Mondale and Dole did face each other as vice presidential picks in 1976. So that would have been an interesting finals. But the spinner had other ideas. Comeback Kamala has done it. She has secured her spot against Bob Dole in the finals. And I'm probably going to rewatch this one a couple more times to see that finish. It's truly remarkable stuff. Hopefully you didn't actually bet anything on this, but a couple people were pulling for Harris, so congrats, you've got her in the finals. So it's going to be Dole and it's going to be Harris. You will not want to miss the finals next week. If you've managed to pick yourself up off the floor, let me know in the comments, what did you think about this legendary semifinals? Are you still in total shock that Mondale actually did not move on to the next round? Are you excited for Dole? Are you pulling for Harris? What do you think is going to happen in the finals? Let me know what you think about this craziness down below on your way out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join if you'd like to help support the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.